Siblings of the golden child, when did your parents' favoritism come back to bite them? I was officially the black sheep of the family. My older brother, Mark, was the golden child. So when our mother's dementia got worse, it was no surprise he was given power of attorney. I trusted him, which was my first mistake. I'd call to check on Mom and he'd always say she was fine, just a little confused. But when I visited, the house was a mess. The fridge was nearly empty and Mom looked terrified. He told me she was moving to a facility called Golden Years. A nice place, he said. My gut screamed that something was wrong. I looked up the facility. It was a one-star hellhole with a history of neglect citations. That was the moment I knew I had to act. Mark was a creature of habit, arrogant and lazy. He kept all his important documents in a cheap fireproof box in his closet. I knew the combination was our childhood street address, a detail he thought was clever. While he was out running errands for Mom, I let myself into his house. Inside the box, I found it all: bank statements showing huge withdrawals from Mom's accounts, casino receipts, and a sales agreement for her house set to close in 2 weeks. He was liquidating everything. I took pictures of every single document with my phone. The next step was setting the trap. I called our aunt, our cousins, and even Mom's pastor, telling them I was hosting a surprise family support meeting at Mom's house to discuss her future care. I made sure Mark knew about it, framing it as a celebration of his hard work. He ate it up. The day of the meeting, everyone was there, praising Mark for his dedication. He stood there, soaking in the admiration. Then I stood up. "Mark, I'm so glad everyone's here to see what a wonderful job you've been doing," I said, my voice dripping with fake sincerity. "In fact, I brought some of your paperwork to show everyone the great financial decisions you've been making." His face went pale. I connected my phone to the living room TV and a slideshow began: bank statements next to casino receipts, the sale agreement for her home next to a picture of the rundown nursing home. The room went silent. Our aunt was the first to speak, her voice shaking with rage. "You were stealing from your own mother." Adult Protective Services, who I had called an hour earlier, arrived right on cue. They walked in as my aunt was screaming at him. I just stood back and watched the chaos I had created. Mark lost power of attorney that day and a restraining order was filed. Our aunt, a retired accountant, took over Mom's finances. A month later, my cousin called. The court had ordered the sale of Mark's house to repay what he stole. He's living in a tiny apartment now, a place much smaller than the room he'd planned for our mother.